Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful for the opportunity to make a statement on the devastating flooding that has once again affected our beautiful city of Accra and other parts of the country following the recent heavy rains. At the outset, I extend my deepest sympathies to all families who have lost loved ones and to everyone whose homes, businesses, and livelihoods have been affected. Mr. Speaker, yesterday was a heartbreaking moment for our nation. I was deeply shaken after watching disturbing videos circulating on social media of helpless citizens being swept away by floodwaters. Kiosks torn apart with people trapped inside, while onlookers stood powerless, unable to save lives right before their eyes. Those scenes were painful, Mr. Speaker, haunting, and a stark reminder of a crisis we can no longer normalize. Mr. Speaker, flooding has become one of Ghana's most persistent national challenges. It has confronted successive governments, continues to threaten lives, infrastructure, and economic activity. This is therefore not a time for political point scoring. Floodwaters do not discriminate. They affect all Ghanaians alike. We must therefore unite around practical and lasting solutions. Mr. Speaker, the causes of flooding are well known: inadequate drainage infrastructure, weak enforcement of planning laws, and poor waste management, rapid urbanization, and the growing impacts of climate change. Recognizing these challenges, Mr. Speaker, the Akufo-Addo administration undertook the largest direct government investment in flood control in Ghana's history, committing about 540 million in investment and commitment under the National Flood Control Program from 2018 to 2024 for drainage construction, rehabilitation, and desilting nationwide. The previous administration also secured $200 million and additional $150 million later from the World Bank for the Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development Project, otherwise known as the GARID project. Before leaving office, Mr. Speaker, major works, including the Odor dredging, Achimota Abufu drain, South Kaneshi drain, and the Buzia Highway were underway. Accra flood early warning system had been operationalized, while procurement and designs for key interventions, including the Atomic East and West detention ponds, had reached advanced stages. Mr. Speaker, it is regrettable that reports suggest several of these critical projects have slowed down or stalled. These are strategic flood protection projects, not ordinary infrastructure. I therefore urge government to provide this House with a comprehensive update on the status and ensure their timely completion. Mr. Speaker, flood control also requires continuous investment, maintenance, and expansion of drainage systems. Equally important is the strict enforcement of planning regulations. Illegal developments in waterways, wetlands, and floodplains continue to obstruct natural drain paths and worsen flooding. Our laws are adequate. Enforcement remains the challenge, Mr. Speaker. Poor sanitation is another major challenge. Choked drains significantly reduce drainage capacity during heavy rains. While the cancellation of major waste collection contracts may not be the sole cause of the recent flooding, concerns have been raised about the adequacy of transition arrangements of the lack of alternative plans. Government must ensure that any policy change affecting sanitation do not compromise effective waste management. The Speaker, Climate change is making extreme rainfall more frequent across the world. Ghana must therefore invest in climate-resilient drainage infrastructure capable of withstanding increasingly intense storms. With more heavy rains forecast, I respectfully call on government to declare a one-week national flood emergency preparedness exercise to enable metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies, NADMO, and the Hydrological Services Authority, the security agencies, and other important stakeholders to intensify the silting, clear block drains, remove obstructions from waterways, pre-position emergency teams, and strengthen public education. Mr. Speaker, flooding should never become an accepted feature of our rainy season. We know the causes and we know the solutions. What remains is the political will to sustain investment, enforce our planning laws, strengthen sanitation management, and promote responsible citizenship. If government, local authorities, communities, and citizens all play their respective roles, we can significantly reduce the devastating human economic costs of flooding and build safer and more resilient communities for our children in the future. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for your attention.